Hey guys, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, hi, hello, and if you're not new here, welcome back. I promised you guys, I didn't promise you. I posted the 3-month trim video prior to this one. Here's the video if you have not seen it yet. If you've not seen it yet, pause this video and go back and watch that one and then come back to this one. Because if you haven't watched that one, this video, it'll make sense in some aspects, but you won't fully grasp what's actually going on in other aspects. So please go back and watch that video. Honestly, I'm gonna just jump into exactly what's going on because we have a lot to cover. I even charged up a second battery because I knew I was going to need it. Preferably not, but I feel like this video could be pretty long if I don't stay on topic, if I don't stay on track with the topics that I have. I even took the time to sit down and literally write out, let me let you guys in, literally write out everything that I needed to say for this video, and I literally went in order because I needed to. So let's get on with the video. So recently I just went and got my 3-month trim back in May. I forgot the exact date that I got my 3-month trim. Corey and I basically had 2 appointments together for May 11th at 1:45 and at 12:30. So we had our 3-month trim that needed to be taken care of because you guys know that I literally do not play when it comes to my 3-month trim. Like, if there's anything that I've learned over the years of being natural is to keep up with your trims. Since having to get my big chop done back in August, which we'll get into that, but that was the reason why I had to even get a big chop done, is because I did not keep up with trims, which caused me to have split ends, fairy knots, just very brittle and damaged hair. This was my first time going to this stylist, which I discussed that in my previous video. I had always wanted to go to her, but every time that I tried to book an appointment with her, she was either clearly booked up or she just wasn't working during the time period that I needed, or the time that I actually finally got an appointment with her, she left. That exact day, she literally left and got her own suite. So then I was like, okay, I guess we will just book her at her new suite. When I got my 3-month trim, I'm sitting here, I'm thinking that everything is pretty much going well because up until now, since that August big chop, I feel like I've been doing a pretty good job with keeping my hair on a schedule, washing my hair every week, you know, just taking the best care that I've ever taken of my hair up since August. My stylist was blowing my hair out, like, which is not anything uncommon because every time I get a trim done, my hair is always blown out, which you can always see how your hair actually looks when it's blown out because natural hair is very forgiving. When your hair is in its curly state, you can't really ever tell if it's damaged unless you literally see like straight pieces or like really frayed and broken off pieces. But for the most part, natural hair is forgiving, which is a plus for having natural hair, because sometimes you can literally treat your hair like crap and your curls will still look decent. Like, it won't reflect how you actually treat it. It just depends. It just depends. Now, if you go too far and you always, you know, doing certain things to your hair to damage it, and then you call yourself trying to wear your curls, obviously it's going to show. But for the most part, natural hair can be forgiving. So my stylist goes to blow my hair out like normal, and she makes this very like shocking face and like this noise. She's like, ooh, we're gonna like, so she's blow drying my hair out, and as she's blow drying her hair out, there's a piece of my hair that literally is shorter than everything else. Like, everything else is one length, and then there's this one section of my hair that is like, you could tell that has been literally snipped by scissors. Like, nothing else could have caused this piece to be so short but scissors, because it was literally like a straight snip across where you can just see like that line of demarcation that, you know, that hair stopped at. When she made the noise, like I could see in the mirror that something was a little weird right there, but I was like, oh, what's wrong? And then she was like, oh, well, I'm gonna show you in a second. So she finished blow drying my hair, and then she turns me all the way around and she's like, this part right here, you have a hole in your hair. It's not as scary as it sounds, but basically it's literally what I just described. Anytime all your hair is one length and then you have that one piece that is like drastically shorter than everything else, that little piece right there is called a hole, because the density in that area is not the same. You know, it's an obvious difference between that piece of hair versus everything else. So I did freak out a little bit, and she was asking me if I knew that that was there, and I was kind of like, no, no one ever told me. Since me keeping up with my trims routinely since August, no one had ever mentioned that there was a piece that was shorter than the rest of my hair. And for someone like me, I keep up with the way my hair, like I'm very particular about my hair and I pay attention to it. So for me not to even see it myself, I was kind of shocked about that, because I pay attention to everything when it comes to my hair. Like, I also wanted to add that it's very rare for me to even blow dry my hair myself at home unless I'm doing a particular style where I need it blow dried. Most of the time, if I have my hair blow dried out by a stylist, I go straight home and do the actual style that I'm going to do. I'm never like detecting to see if something's wrong with my hair or not. You know what I mean? Like, I don't play about my hair. She's like, no other stylist ever pointed this out to you, you know, since you've been getting your hair trimmed. I'm like, no, like most of the time when people trim my hair, they just like, oh, your hair looks good. Like, it's thick, it's healthy, the ends don't look too bad. I'm only keep taking a little bit off of it because I can tell you keep it with your hair, so your ends aren't really as frayed as they should be, whatever. So I've always gotten a certain level of positivity in my haircut trims, but this case, it was totally different. My first immediate reaction is, okay, how do we fix it? One thing about me, like, if there's something wrong, especially with me, I'm not gonna keep on harping on the issue or the problem. I just wanna know how to fix it, especially when it comes to my hair. So she's like, there's two ways to fix this. Either one, you chop your hair to the length that that piece is, which means that my hair, before she had trimmed it, it was like here at my shoulders. And the piece of hair that was like cut was like right here. So everything else is like here, that piece of hair is like literally right here. So it's a drastic difference. So it was me taking this to this, so basically back to where I started in August before when I got my hair big chopped. Or she was like, I could blend that in and make layers. I like all hair to be one length. Like, I'm not a layer type of girl. I'm not really into the whole, you know, the trends. People were like curtain bangs and this and that. Like, that's cute for certain people and like certain hairstyles, but for me, I like my hair to be one length, thick and full from the top of my head to the bottom, where everything stops at one length. I don't like the whole layered look, because to me it just gives you a whole different look when you do twist outs, when you do wash and goes. You know, it kind of sits differently. I like everything just being one length. My first reaction was cut it, like literally cut it. But then I forgot, like, as a content creator, as a natural hair influencer, I can't just chop my hair off whenever I want to. I have to be mindful, because I have certain brand deals where I have to do certain styles which require my hair to be a certain length and to do those styles. So coincidentally, after that 3-month trim a few weeks ago, I had to do a perm reset, which you guys saw that video that I posted like 2 videos back. If you have not seen it, here it is on the screen. I did my first perm reset on my hair and it came out pretty well, if I must say so myself. But I had to do that perm reset, so I was okay, let me chill out. I'm just being spontaneous and dramatic right now because I don't like the fact that my hair has a hole in it. So I was like, you know what, we're gonna just put layers in it. Let's just do an easy fix today and let's just put layers in it. Because if I was gonna make the decision to just chop it all to that length, I would have had to just wait and come back on my next 3-month trim to do that while I get like the brand deals that I have right now out the way. And I don't want to go to sleep knowing that I literally have a hole in my hair. Like, I don't know, when it comes to my hair, I just can't, I don't like knowing that something's wrong with it, and I like to fix it immediately. So I'm like, let's just fix it right now. Let's just do the layers. That way the hole is gone. I don't have the hole anymore. It's fixed. I'm gonna say it's a temporary fix because it's fixed. There's no hole in it anymore. So she goes back to say, like, do you possibly know who could have done this or like when this happened? So I don't know if you guys have been following me for a while, but if you've been following me since a February time period, you would have known that when I got my trim done in August, I had my hair. So okay, so I'm gonna pause here and we're gonna go back a little bit. When I got my big chop done back in August of 2023, when my hair grew out a little bit, it grew out in a heart shape. So if you've been following me for a while, you know the viral picture that everybody knows and loves, the heart-shaped hair that I had. I'm gonna put a picture on the screen so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. the stylist who did my hair a few weeks ago, she saw that picture and she obviously was like, that's super cute, whatever. And she's like, now that I'm thinking about it, the only way your hair could have been chopped literally in that one exact spot is if when you got your hair trimmed back in, or chopped back in August, your hair literally was chopped accidentally into a heart shape. And I was like, no, like when she chopped my hair, it was literally just like a bald look. Like it wasn't supposed to be shaped in any particular way. I just wanted it all even, one length, and like kind of like a big ball, like a round ball. And she was like, think about it, if your hair falls in a heart shape, literally the heart shape has corners. Like there's a corner, you know, it's not a perfect rounded you know, circle look. Like there, you have to literally cut it at certain corners in order for that to fall in a heart shape. So the only thing that I can think of right now is that she accidentally cut a piece of my hair, which helped it look even more heart shaped than it intentionally was supposed to be. So I'm not blaming the stylist, because I love the heart shape. Even though that wasn't intentional, I loved it. But at the same time, I do feel like if you accidentally, which I know this is hard, because who's going to want to literally be honest and tell a client that's sitting in the chair that they accidentally cut their hair in a certain area too short? But me personally, like, you could have told me if you accidentally snipped a little piece of my hair too short and just tried to like blend it in a different type of way, which made it fall into a certain shape. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm just being like this just because it's my hair, and it's like, why am I the one who gotta take the fall for like the way that piece was just short like that? But at the same time, like, it makes me think two things. One, that's the original stylist who chopped my hair back in August should have told me if she knew that she accidentally did that. Or two, every stylist who have trimmed my hair in between since August should have paid more attention to my hair, because I'm paying you all this money just for you not to tell me that there was like literally a hole in my hair. I don't know, I'm going through a little mixture of emotions right now, you know what? But now that it's fixed, can't harp on it too much. We're just going to go ahead and move on to the next topic. Even though I have the layers and it's not my favorite that I have the layers, I'm thinking right now of either letting the layers just grow out, because I do want to grow my hair out. I feel like I've never had the time, I've never had a chance within my natural hair journey to just let my hair grow. For the most part, I've always chopped it within that year, or like that same few months, which caused my hair to be shorter and shorter and shorter. Like I've never just let it grow, you know, and like let the potential just be there, you know what I mean? So right now I'm in between that stage of just letting it grow, or my other option is actually getting a silk press on my next 3-month trim and letting her blunt cut my hair into like a blunt bob, like a very, very short blunt bob, to just let everything grow out again. So I'm gonna wait 3 months just because it'll give my hair 3 months to kind of just grow out as much as possible before I chop it into a blunt cut bob. That way everything will be, for the most part, even again. But I'm not sure yet, I'm still praying about it, but that's kind of what I'm thinking about right now. The second topic that I want to talk about in this video was porosity. A lot of y'all may or may not know what hair porosity is. I'm going to explain to you very briefly so you can just get an understanding of what it means to have high porosity or low porosity, or medium porosity, but it's either high or low for the most part. Porosity is basically how well your hair absorbs water. For example, me personally, I have high porosity, which means my hair absorbs water very easily, but it loses water very fast. High porosity hair is more prone to breakage. It's more prone to dryness because you're losing moisture all the time. Low porosity is your hair takes forever and it kind of struggles to absorb water, but once it gets to water, it keeps the water for a good bit of time. So it's kind of like one or the other. If you are watching this video and you are wondering your porosity level, the best way to figure that out is to take a piece of hair, put it in a glass, like dunk it in a glass of water. If it stays on top, I want to say is low porosity. If it sinks to the bottom, it's high porosity. If it stays in the middle, it's medium porosity. I can make a whole other video about that if you want me to, but that's not what this video is about. But if you're still confused or you want me to make more of an in-depth video about that, I can definitely do that. But let's get to the point that I'm trying to make. This leads me to my next point of telling you guys to trust your hair and learn the characteristics of your hair. You have so many issues with stylists. One, not knowing what they're talking about, or two, giving you a traumatic experience with your hair and causing you to do certain things to your hair. Like, you have to literally learn your hair and be confident in your hair and know your hair. This particular stylist who did my hair a few weeks ago, she told me that I had low porosity hair, which I have never in my life heard that from anyone. Not that anyone have ever told me what my hair porosity was, but I know my hair and I know the characteristics of my hair. I know that my hair gets dry extremely fast, but I know that when I dunk my head under water to wash it, my hair literally absorbs water like that. So when she told me that, I'm sitting there like, oh really? Like, I wish I can just put a clip in here if you guys like hearing her say that. Or if you just go back and watch the video, which you should, you'll see there's a part she was like, oh, you have low porosity hair. Like, I don't. So learn the characteristics of your hair, because you cannot let anyone tell you what your hair is. Because honestly, for amateur naturals or for rookie naturals, if you let people into your hair that really don't know what they're talking about, you will end up hurting your own self, because you're gonna start like trying to figure out ways to take care of your hair in the state that they say your hair is, even though it's not. Because that's an issue. If I was to walk away from that salon as a rookie natural and I'm thinking my hair is low porosity, imagine me going and taking care of my hair in a low porosity manner, and now my hair is really damaged because I'm thinking it's low porosity the whole time. It needs moisture, it needs oil, like it needs all these things, but I don't know that because I listened to someone else. So I wanted to say, if you're watching this, please learn the characteristics of your hair. And again, I can make a whole separate video about that if you guys want me to. A few different like issues that I've been having with my hair, which is why I made this video and wanted to explain this to you guys, is I've been having a lot of issues with my hair recently, with either one, breaking off really easily, which is another characteristic of high porosity hair. Your hair just breaks really easily. Your strands are very fragile, and just, you know, you can't do whatever to your strands. I have really just been going through it with my hair. Like, I'm getting to the point where I really do want to just chop it and start over sometimes, but I know that that's not realistic and I know that's not necessary. I just am a dramatic person. But a few things that I've been noticing with my hair that I am going to change is that I have come to the realization that wash and goes aren't always the healthiest for your hair. Because for someone like me who has high porosity hair, whose hair is naturally dry, whose hair is naturally, it can be brittle if it's not taken care of correctly, whose hair easily gets split ends, whose hair easily get fairy knots. When I went to the salon as of recently, she was like, your hair feels very brittle and dry at the ends. And I had a little moment to myself where I'm like, okay, it's time to switch something up, because I've always had an issue with my hair being very dry for some reason. That is why a lot of people have an issue with keeping up with length retention, is because your ends are breaking off, because they're either dry or you have fairy knots or you have split ends, etc. So as of recently, I made the ultimate switch to stop doing as many wash and goes. Honestly, I don't even know the next time when I'll actually even do a wash and go. But I noticed that for me, you have to be what is the word I'm looking for? Realistic with yourself and with your hair, and take care of it the way that your schedule sees fit or your hair needs. So for someone like me who has naturally dry hair, prone to breakage, prone to split ends, prone to fairy knots, I can't do wash and goes as much as another natural can. Like, there are people in this world who literally can just wear wash and goes and their hair thrives. Me personally, I can't do that, and I'm starting to realize that more often. For me, I have to have some sort of protective style. I have to have my ends pretty much tucked and kept up and not just rubbing against everything or just having my curls out. Like, I have to be a protective style girly. But when I say protective style, I mean like twist. Lately, I've been more into flat twist, which I have a video on that I just posted on Instagram and TikTok. So if you're not following me there, this is the perfect time to follow me. But basically, I feel like I just need to have more flat twist done. I am leaning more towards just doing protective styles and not really doing wash and goes or just wearing my curls out, because it's damaging to my hair. I'm not saying that I will never do it, but for the most part I probably will just lessen my hairstyles when it comes to doing wash and goes and do it just less frequently. So that's something else that I want to talk about. That is definitely something that I want to bring up, and honestly I feel like I did not express enough how much I just am taking a huge break from wash and goes for a minute, and I probably just won't do them hardly ever anymore because of how prone my hair is to dryness, brittleness, and breakage. So if you notice that with your hair, you have to be very, very mindful and be very particular with the hairstyles that you do. If you know that your hair breaks pretty often, or it just, for some reason, it just has issues with holding water or being moisturized, certain things that you see other people do for their hair, you can do. You have to learn your hair as a natural. That's a whole nother conversation in itself, because I feel like so many natural hair creators out here post so much content making it seem as if like this is what you do for your hair, this is what you do for your hair. Whatever works for somebody may not work for you. So you have to really learn, again, the characteristics of your hair and what your hair needs. Another thing that I am chilling out on is edge control. I've noticed over the past 3 months from my last trim till now is that my edges have been not as full as they used to be. I feel like here, which I'm looking in the mirror behind you guys. I'm sitting in my vanity right now, but I'm looking in the mirror to see. But I'm also gonna put a screenshot of the picture that I took when I was getting my hair trimmed or washed by the stylist, how just like thin my edges look a little bit. And I know that's nothing but me using that brush to slick my edges back, which at one point I wasn't even a girl who wore edge control. So I don't know between that time period to now what just like persuaded me to think that I need to start putting edge control on everything, because you don't. Because I promise you, if you're not taking care of your edges can be one of the most fragile pieces of your hair, because like no one has a really full edge line, so your hair is already naturally thinner on the edges. So why would you cake up this cakey piece of whatever, glue them on your edges, then you brush to slick it down? Like, you're literally asking for your edges to be thin. So I'm gonna take a little break from edge control. I'm just noticing that my perimeter of my edges can be a lot thicker than what they actually are. You may or may not be able to tell, but for me, I know my hair and I know how my edges can look. And yeah, so we're taking a break from that, and we're gonna try being a lot more cautious with what we put on our edges, and a lot more cautious with the way that we handle our edges. Well, the next topic that I want to get into is hair density. I've always had pretty thick hair, like pretty much my whole life. I noticed that my density is not as dense as it could be because of how much my hair breaks. And this goes back to literally everything I was just discussing with hair characteristics, wearing wash and goes, my hair being high porosity, my ends here needed to be tugged. I have to be more careful with it. So I recently purchased a shower mirror because I noticed when I can't see myself detangling my hair, I tend to rip out more hair than I should. So I invested in a shower mirror in my bathroom, so when I'm washing my hair, I can actually see in my shower exactly what I'm brushing, how gentle I'm brushing my hair, exactly what's being brushed, because I really just feel like my hair can be thicker than what it is too. Like, I'm pretty much having like a full hair evaluation that I'm going through, and I'm gonna probably start having these hair evaluations probably, I want to say once every 3 months, but I want to kind of do once every 6 months, because I feel like 3 months, like, yeah, a lot can change, but at the same time, like, you don't want to overanalyze your hair every 3 months and trying to find something wrong with it to the point that like everything that you say about your hair is just negative. So I think I'm gonna just do once every 6 months a hair evaluation, just to see the update with my hair and how well my hair is holding up. So that means twice a year, which I think is pretty valid. So stay tuned for that video coming very soon. And as far as like the shower mirror, I'll link it in my Amazon storefront, and that also comes along with the topics of detangling brushes. There are two main detangling brushes that I use to detangle my hair. They are my favorite. If you've been watching me for a while, it is one, the brush, or two, the Tangle Teaser. Those are my top two to go to brushes. They are type 4 friendly, and I will say that with any brush that you use, be sure that you are being gentle with it. Some people blame gentleness on brushes, which brushes do cause damage if you're not being careful with it, but it also depends on how gentle you're being with your hair, because you can literally have the most gentle brush hair rip out so much hair, which I've been doing. Like, I have two of my favorite brushes that I use to detangle my hair within the shower, and I feel like I rip out so much hair. One, because of how rough I'm being, and two, because I can't even see what I'm detangling, because I'm just like, eyes are closed, water's running, I'm just trying to detangle my hair, but it's like, you're ripping out hair, babes, because you're not being careful. And then on the topic of ripping out hair, I have made a executive decision to take a break from acrylics, which leads to my next topic. I have always noticed that when I have acrylics, I like my acrylics to be sharp depending on the shape that I have. So if I have an almond shape, I like sharp almond. If I have square, I like tapered square, and I like my square to be pretty sharp, which means that I have to be careful with my hair, because anytime I'm manipulating my hair, I'm literally slicing off strands of my hair with how sharp the edge of my acrylics are. And I've always noticed that, but for someone like me who love having their nails done, who love their acrylics, I wasn't really, not that I didn't care, because I noticed it and it upset me, but I didn't care to change the way I took care of my hair because I have the acrylics. So since I had this little whole issue with this recent 3-month trim, I made the executive decision to take a very, very, very long break from acrylics. And if I do get acrylics, I have to wear gloves when I'm washing my hair. But I have opted into wearing dip nails. So these are my nails right now. These are my natural nails with a little bit of acrylic on them, but there's no tip added. This is just my natural nails, and this is so much more gentle on my hair strands, so much gentle on the way that I take care of my hair. Like, I literally have no issues with getting strands caught up or snagged because of literally my nails. Sometimes you literally have to deny yourself of certain things that you love or like because you want to take better care of yourself. And for me, that's my nails. Now, I'm not saying that I'm never gonna get acrylics again, because acrylics are still that girl. They still gonna be in my rotation. But for right now, until I feel like I've done a good job with caring for my hair for a long period of time, I'm just not going to wear acrylics as of right now. I hope you guys also like this sit down talk through video. I feel like I never ever do sit down talk through videos, which I'm gonna start doing, because I don't always want to just show you guys what I'm doing to my hair. I feel like sometimes you need to just talk to the camera. Sometimes I need you guys to just listen in. I do want to start doing more sit down talk through videos so you guys can build more of a personal relationship with me and your hair, so I can get to know your hair, and you can discuss in the comments about your hair. I'll discuss, and we can start more conversations in the comments about hair and whatever the issue is or topic is in the video. But I'm so glad that I was able to get this video out to you guys, because I told y'all after the 3-month trim I have a long sit down video to comment to y'all, and I executed, period. So yeah, I don't want to make this video any longer than it has to be. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Again, don't forget to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and I myself, Tyra, will see you guys with another video soon. Bye. Mwah.